receivers running like a fade sort of route, like running like a fade sort of route to the end of the end zone, one-on-one man coverage. I think at this point, like at least by the time he actually catches the ball, what happens is he's on the very edge of the end zone. He catches the ball. He gets 1 foot down and the other foot extremely close. It is very close.
To the line.
And they rule it on the field. Yeah, it's on the line. And when you see the photos and everything, it's very clear how close it is. But they rule it a touchdown catch. Okay. Which I like. It was so close. I'm glad they did it because it forces the review. It's one of those things. In a perfect world, they would review it anyway, even if it was an incomplete pass. But I know that I can understand why they don't. Blah blah blah. But they call on the field. I like that call. I like it. It was very close, and I liked it. Sure. But then it gets sent up to New York. It's sent all to the Skybox to review, as you do, and it's. Some of the angles you can't tell because they're not great angles, but there's one aerial angle pointing down where you can see pretty clearly that the guy's cleats, like the front of his foot, is about an inch out of bounds. Yeah. Like when he lands with a second, not like it slides. Like when he lands about a toe's length, like about an inch or something out of bounds. And it's at this point. I know other photo angles have come out from sideline photographers and stuff, and the refs don't have that. But even without that, the aerial angle shows, I would say clear and obviously, that a toe is out of bounds. Which we can debate the rules all day, but that is the I would argue that it was close. It's clearly
I
enough.
Shot.
He is out of bounds.
It was definitely out of bounds.
He was out of bounds.
But that's what
and they
the announcers must.
And then it's sent to review. Yeah, and it's sent. And it's not like they force out an next play. It's not like they force out an next play. It didn't get to review. But this was sent to the box. This was sent wherever these plays get sent. The depths of hell. I don't know where, and it's sent there for review. Right, for minutes, right, like 5 minutes or however long. It's not like this was some sort of like in the Vikings Bills game where they kind of had the catch and it was all hurry up offense and they couldn't fully review it, but it wasn't really a catch. It wasn't like that. They had all the time in the world. It was reviewing a touchdown, reviewing a scoring play.
I mean, this is why people get upset and start to worry about the legitimacy of some of these games and the integrity of the sport, because you actually have all the fail safes to make sure that this gets the right call. So often we don't have the mechanisms to make sure that the right call is made. This is clearly not subjective. His foot is on the line. It goes to an external, it's like reviewed in New York, all scoring plays reviewed in New York or whatever the hell it is. And they mess this up. And the only thing I can think is that his cleat is black and white, and the front of it is black.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
And it looked like because the end zone was black and the end line is white, if you were looking at it, you might say his cleat is completely white, and then his black little inch of cleat in the front, you might have thought that was field. It actually, from that angle,
I could see
in,
that.
That's not super far fetched.
I know.
But you'd have to be somebody who's like some old ref in New York looking, and I just don't know how you miss it.
Yeah, definitely big for the big playoff game, like playoff implications, right? Because they had the same exact record, if I remember right. Right. And it would be surprising if both teams make it. It's possible, definitely, but it'd be surprising. So definitely good for the Giants there. I know there was some talk about ref stuff. I didn't watch. I didn't really catch that stuff, so I can't speak to it. But I know a lot of discussion about refs there. Do you want to touch on that, or we can just move on?
My only thing with the reffing was
I don't really know. I didn't really know.
In the last drive, Washington did score a TD. They ran it in for a TD, but they got called on some sort of weird formation penalty. The wide receiver wasn't lined up on the line or something. It was some sort of I don't understand the rule. Some weird rule.
He was a couple inches or whatever, however far too far back off. Yeah. I think it was that. It was that. I think they had an analyst said on TV that it was that was too technical to call. It wasn't that it was incorrect necessarily, but it was like wow, like you're calling that.
Well,
like that's a ticky tacky thing.
Line up
extreme,
correctly.
But,
line up correctly. I don't know. It's not that big of an ask to just scooch up the 2 inches or whatever it may be. But what I thought was weird in that final drive was twice they stopped the game to check if a receiver had gone out of bounds or not on a play. And I was like, wait, we can just stop and check that? Like, why? And why are we stopping and checking that? Like, why is that the concern? Why is that like, I watch refs blow calls every freaking week. I watch them, like, swallow the whistle. And even in that game, the last, I think maybe what people are upset about
was it Saints Rams, I believe?
I believe
it was the classic Saints Rams game.
Yeah. Sorry, and this game was the last play on 4th down into the end zone. Taylor Heineke throws to Samuel, I think, and Samuel is literally being blanketed by a Giants guy. He's like got a Giants guy as a backpack. And it was clearly PI. Everyone's like, wow, that's a lot of contact. That's like the announcers are like, that's a lot of contact.
That is quite a bit of contact on that play.
Like, don't want to straight up say like, wow, can't believe they didn't call it. That's a terrible no call. But they say, hey, that was a lot of contact, and it's like, I don't know, last play on 4th down, like they let you play, like make a play. Sorry, they let you play. Shove the guy off of you because they're not going to call you. He's on your back. Give him a stiff arm and go get the ball. But yeah, so they don't call that. But they're stopping the game for 35 seconds to a minute and a half to say, oh, was his knee down before his elbow went down out of bounds? Or was Taylor Heineke's left butt cheek in before his right butt cheek was out? I mean, legitimately. And I'm like, why are we stopping this? But they can pass interfere on an actual important like there's an actual important part, and we don't care about that. Like it's just weird that why
gotta let them play
what we're choosing.
You gotta let the refs just play. You gotta let the refs go out there and have classics.